Hi, I'm Sky with Scrap with Sky, and I've got my scrap cat Millie with me today. Welcome to my craft room. In this video, I'm going to show you 6 things that have been real game changers for tidying up my workspace and getting it organized and kind of calming the chaos and just allowing me to have a little extra breathing room when I'm working. And it just brings me so much more joy to be able to create in a space that's calm. So hopefully some of the tips that I have will inspire you to uh, figure out how they can work in your space. And most of these things are really functional no matter the size of space you're working in. Some of them are very portable that you can take with you if you crop outside of your home on weekends or go away for day crops. So I think there's some great ideas for everyone here, and I can't wait to show you my space, and then we'll look in detail at those 6 game-changing things that I think you're gonna love.
Okay, so this is the entrance to my craft room. I have two double doors, a French door, which works great if I need to move anything in and out of here. I do have a window, but as you can see, I don't use it much because there's a light in front of it. That's under an awning and it just does not let in any natural light. And so I use daylight light bulbs throughout the space so that I can see well with some natural lighting. This is my worktop, and I've got two 4x4 IKEA Calyx units. In those units, I've got some Stampin' Storage items for my BMCs, for my cardstock and pens. I do also have a Stampin' Storage punch holder, but I'm transitioning all my punches over to this wall. I need to get another one of those shelf units because I just had more punches than I realized. I'm sure that's something that many of you can relate to. And so once I do that, that middle set of shelves will come out of there and I'll have all punches along that wall. I have a closet, which is nice to just kind of store some extra things. And then I've got another one of those shelf units there. This one that is currently over here, I'm thinking potentially of moving it to the other side of the wall, but that's a little bit of a TBD at the moment. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that. So let's look at the 6 things that I've been talking about. So the first thing I'm going to mention is this worktop. I love it. It's just a IKEA worktop. It's setting up on 2 shelves at the moment, 2 shelving units from IKEA as well. I chose a wood grain because I like the warmth that it adds to the space. And it's nice and long. It's 72 inches, so I've got plenty of room on both sides to spread out the supplies that I'm using without them getting mixed up together and cluttered and messy. And so it works just really great as a workspace, and it's not so deep that I can't reach all the way to the wall, which is super handy. So I love this workspace, 72-inch worktop from IKEA. The next thing is this mount for my TV. So if you've got a TV in your craft room, it just takes up space on your table. And I like to have it for not just some background noise like news or music or whatever, but I love to cast virtual events to it. So I was looking for a solution to get it up off my desk. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to wall mount it. I asked Mr. Scrap with Sky what he thought, and magically, as these things happen, the next day I had this really awesome adjustable mount that clamps to my worktop. So it really got it up off of the space, and this turns, it can turn up to 360. It goes up and down. This arm moves as well. So, and up and down. So there's a lot of flexibility there with this TV mount. You could put a computer monitor on there or a second monitor if you wanted it. And it's just a really nice way to make that functional and practical. The next thing is this power strip. It is rectangular shaped, which I loved because it sits nice and flat. It's a low profile power strip. And not only does it have regular plugs, but it has USB and USB-C charging ports. So everything that I have in my craft room will plug into this one single charger. And I love it because it's actually got 12 plugs on it. There's 3 on either side as well as 6 on the top. That came from Amazon. I have 2 of these. I keep one in my travel bag, and it's great to share with a table mate or a group at a crop or retreat for the weekend. It's really all you need. The next thing is this laptop stand. So I got this mostly to elevate my laptop when I was doing Zooms so that, you know, the camera wasn't shooting up my nose. But it works out great because it gives you a little bit of extra real estate by lifting it up off the table. And so I store usually my photos under there, but sometimes scraps. And it's also really nice to have circulation around your laptop. If the fan is running, that's really helpful. So this is great for a lot of reasons, but I love that it just gave me a touch extra space. All right, the next thing is this shelf. It looks a little cluttered, but honestly, this is probably the one thing that really freed up the most space on my desktop, even though the things that I use that are functional are over here. I've got my little caddy and my printer. I also have my camera mount attached to that. That's why it's a little bit higher than maybe most people would install the shelf, but it works great for my camera mount as well. And, you know, like I said, it just took enough stuff up off of my desk to really clear a space and make it just that much less cluttered. And then I've had extra room to put some decorative items that my husband made or my daughter has given me over the years. So I just am really loving that shelf. And it is, I chose a floating shelf. I like the look of floating shelves and you don't have to deal with brackets getting in the way. And I chose one that matched the worktop. That one came from Lowe's. My favorite thing in this little tour is this side desk organizer. It just clamps onto the workspace, and it has 2 slots in it. So my 2 trimmers, my 12-inch and my photo trimmer, fit in there perfectly. How great is that, you guys? I have it just to my right side, and that way I can just grab it and put it away as I'm using it and as I need it, and keeping it off of my desktop, off of my workspace, and out of the way. And, you know, over the years, I've tried a lot of trimmer storage solutions, and this is by far the very best. So that came from Amazon, a really great, quick and easy solution to your storage issues. I have 2 little bonus things I'll share. One is these pegboards from IKEA. I just have very recently gotten these, and I'm actually got another one on order to go over here. I got them primarily to hold my custom cutting system, but then it just kind of went from there and realized that I could put a lot of stuff on there, and I really like them. So I'm going to get another one of those. The other very recent addition to the craft room is this pet bed. So you saw Millie. She is still likes the back of the chair. She hasn't quite taken to this hammock yet, but I'm hoping that she'll start hanging out there and just kind of stay out of my way a little bit, because if you have a scrap cat or a scrap pup, I'm sure that you are familiar with finding cat hair in your tape runner on your pages. So this is a great little side mounting hammock. It's real lightweight, and then you can just take this off and throw it in the wash. So that also came from Amazon. All right, so I know that's more than 6, but those little bonus things sometimes make all the difference. All right, stay tuned and we'll wrap this up.
So that's a look at my little creative space. I hope you got some ideas and some inspiration from some of the things that you saw. Was there anything that you saw that said, yes, I absolutely must try that or have that? Put that in the comments. I'd love to know what you thought was the best thing that I showed you, which one was your favorite. And if you've got some storage or organization tips that work in your space, please share those as well. I'd love to know. So please like and subscribe, and that way you'll get notifications when I post new content. And I will see you next time. But in the meantime, happy scrapping.